What's the biggest sum of money you got from a trick ass? Probably was a white man, but it too.
Ever in my life?
Yeah.
It was 10K.
10K. That's it?
Yeah, that was
You
it.
too fine just to get 10K.
Yeah, but
Damn.
the thing with me, up until I did that, I never asked men for money.
Oh, okay,
I've
gotcha.
always been this girl that's like, if I go out, like I remember we were out in LA with my friend,
Yeah.
and this guy wanted to talk to her, and so we went for dinner, and we got the bill, and he goes like, "Can we split the bill 3 ways?" And I
Oh,
looked at him, I was like, "How many ways?" I got
Right.
it, baby. I was like, "Here's my card."
Yeah.
So I've always been that person.
For
that I'm like,
sure.
I'll pay for everything,
I
and
get
just
it.
because I've always made money in corporate,
Right.
and it never even crossed my mind because I've always been like, I'm so strong and independent that I would never even take money from men.
Right.
And then it got to like, I remember I would go out in the Bay Area and I would buy tables and stuff like
Yeah.
myself.
Okay.
And it would be like me and my girls at the table, and like someone would walk in, and then I remember one guy, he's like, "Well, can I bring my girl here?" I was like, "Yeah, pay for the table." Then he gave me like $1,000 because I'm like, I'm not gonna have your girl sitting here. It's my table. I
For
paid
sure.
for it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, wake up. This is
Yeah.
not okay. You should be getting not paid, but like you should get something out of interactions with men because they're getting you, but you're also paying for all your stuff. Like, this is not okay. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that now. I'm like, nah.
So okay, so you feel like guys should pay for everything if they're with you?
No, not for. It's a fine line.
Right.
It's a fine line. So I think it depends what's the setting, right?
Mhm.
If someone is trying to talk to me, then you're gonna pay for the first date. I'm not even gonna.
Right.
If you want to take me on a trip, you're gonna pay for my flights. You're gonna pay for my hotel.
Mm.
You're gonna most likely pay for everything that's happening there. Obviously, if something, maybe like I don't know, like I'll pay for a little bit,
Right.
but if you want my presence there,
Right.
you got to pay for it.
So you don't want to be there. So it's only if they want you to come. Like you don't feel like you want to come too. So like
No, of course I want to go. Of course I want to go,
Right.
but I think for me, it's just the idea that if you want me to go on a trip with you, now
Right.
I'm thinking about the future, right? So
Uh-huh.
let's say that we do start dating and we do hit it off, then okay, like can you afford that, right? Like then maybe there are kids and family, and like can you afford to take someone on vacation?
Right.
Obviously, we can together make money, but it's like, what if everything fails? Can you support me when I'm down?
Right.
Because I know that if you are going to be down, I'll support you.
Okay, I like that.
And so, and that's how I think
Yeah.
about it now, because at the end of the day, if I'm taking time to go on vacation, I have to take time off work, right? And so I have
Right.
I'm not making money at this point.
Yeah.
So if I'm spending time with you, then
Mm-hmm.
what
So
up?
if you go on vacation with a guy, right? You just met him. He's like, "Hey, let's go to goddamn Turks and Caicos," right? I just met you, and I fly you out there. That gonna be delivered on a silver platter, right? 100%.
Absolutely, because
Absolutely.
that's ridiculous when girls think that they're gonna go on a trip and they're not gonna do anything.
You come on trip, we fucking how we fucking, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
Although I did go on a trip with someone, and no,
Nothing happened.
no, because it was just very I don't know, the vibes were not there.
Yeah.
And then the guy was he said some stupid
Yeah, just wasn't vibing right.
He literally said, he was like, I only date white girls, but I don't take them serious.
He a G with him. I usually use that motto too. Like I'm gonna have my fun, but when it's all said and done, I'll probably be with my, you know what I'm saying, my black woman or something else. You know what I mean? So
But I
get what
looked
he's
at
saying.
him and I said, so I'm here.
Yeah, he should have held that off a little bit. He just first and told you that. He fucked up the rotation. I would have went on. He didn't be like, "Oh, do you take me serious?" Nah, you're a white girl. I'm just fucking.
I never asked him to take me serious.
No, I'm just saying, though,
'cause
he fucked it up.
you literally been asking me to go on a trip for months, and then you wanted me to go on a trip with you. Then you ask everyone in Atlanta, because he has someone who goes to the same gym as I go, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she's fine. Everyone
Right,
wants
right.
her. Blah blah blah. Whatever." I'm like, so why are you?
That was to fuck you.
Yeah, but you can't even be like. Here's the thing: you can want to have sex with someone,
Right.
but you still got to be respectful to an extent.
That's what I'm saying. He fucked up by rushing the gun. He could have had that in his mind the whole time, and you got to complete the
You can
conquest.
have it in your mind all the time. Don't tell me that. Go
Yeah,
say it to your friends.
You're right. You 100% right. That's where you up at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't say
Like,
all
man,
that,
it's
brother.
common sense. I don't know why people don't have common sense because it's like you
Yeah, it's
don't
true.
have to. There are things that you don't need to say. Like
Yeah.
I can think something.
Well, you don't got
I
to
can
know.
go and tell it to my best
Yeah,
friend
you gotta hide the lie.
in
You
our
yeah.
private messages.
For sure.
But I don't have to tell it to your face just because. First of all, you don't know how. I don't know. Maybe you're dealing with something, and maybe it's going to really affect you. I don't
True.
want to be responsible for that.
Very true.
And I don't like. There's certain things you have to keep to yourself.
Right.
And
I feel
especially
you on
when you take a girl on a
that
trip.
was was he drunk? Was he on some crack?
No, he
or something?
doesn't drink.
Okay, he just said he was Bogarting.
And
yeah,
then he kept texting me after, and he said, "Oh, I miss you."
Oh yeah, and it's too late,
And
brother.
I'm just like, "Are you
supposed to
bipolar
already
at this
drop
point?"
that in. Then you could have did all that. You had to control you to drop in already.
Like we literally could have had just a fun vacation.
Right. Could have been standing up in that pussy like a gargoyle. You know what I'm saying?
We could have
Put
been
the
doing
foot
it
on the
all.
head, on the neck, and all that.
You
You
could
with
have
all
been-
that, huh?
I listen. I'm all about having fun.
I know you is.
especially if we're going on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta.
Hands up on the roller coaster.
There you go. See?
Yeah, we gonna live it.
I like to have fun too. I'm
I
not.
know you do, baby. As you
No,
should. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and I don't
As you
care what
should.
people think about.
Them.
Yeah.
We gotta live our life.
Because at the end of the day, like I said, I didn't come to this country to just be living.
What did you come to this country to do?
I just wanted to live a different life. I didn't want to be like where I grew up, going to the same 9 to 5 job and then
Yeah.
coming home and taking a nap and then doing dinner and then going to sleep and then just the whole routine that starts all over again.
Yeah, robot.
And it's so many opinions that just wait on you and you can't do certain things and you can't be yourself.
Yeah.
And I've never been that person. Even in school, I've always been this rebel, but
Yeah.
I've always had good grades. I've always been a really good student.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like I remember my teacher, she would be like, it was a geography class.
Okay.
And then she gave me a book, and then she said, "You just need to copy everything from the book, like a paragraph, write it in your notebook."
Mhm.
And I looked at her and I was like, "Are you an idiot?"
Yeah, what I'm doing that for?
But that's what I said. I was
Right.
like, "What's the purpose of this?
Yeah,
I'm not
right.
learning anything from this."
Right.
A whole paragraph. It was like this big, and then they kicked me out of the class, obviously,
Of
because
course.
I
You was
said,
being insubordinate to get your ass up out of here.
"Yeah." But then the what's it called? The teacher that like supports your class, whatever is the word, but we have like a one teacher that's with you every single year
Yeah.
for like elementary school, middle school, and then high school.
Mhm.
And I went and talked to her, and she's like, "We couldn't hire anyone better, so I understand she's an idiot,
Right.
but you can't be saying that
For
to a
sure.
teacher."
You got to hold it to yourself. You can't just be blaring that to the people.
And I was like, "Well, I just don't like this." And
Right.
so my mom kind of had to make adjustments to my schooling. I had tutors because I was traveling so much. I lived in Australia. Then my mom had a business, so I was traveling with her to Europe and stuff because she doesn't speak English. So I had to be with her and help her out with her business. So I've been involved in business since I was like 12 years old.
Have no fear, Mr. Organic is here. This is Organically Speaking. Anybody out there want to do partnership, sponsorship, clothing brand marketing, water, energy drink placement, whatever you want to be a part of Organically Speaking or Mr. Organic as a brand, hit me up at ballernothingelse@yahoo.com. That's my email, or DM me directly at Mr. Organic on Instagram. That's MR Organic with a K instead of a C, one word straight across. And we're going to get that promo game through the roof. 3, yeah.